So one of the things, as I guess adult collectors we are, I'm a big pop vinyl fan, but I'm also a collector that focuses my collection on a specific thing. I won't get everything of every pop vinyl, but I focus it on Masters of the Universe, or maybe there's a certain other line. If they have the Golden Girls, I gotta get all 4 Golden Girls, that sort of thing, right?
Well, yeah, you have to get, I mean, if you don't have a Dorothy figure or a Betty White on your desk, you're not
doing it right.
But one of the things that frustrates me as a collector is when they make an exclusive that's to a convention that I have no chance of going to. Now, it's not the exclusive as in if it's a repaint, or if it's like it's He-Man but it's like a Malibu Stacy with a different hat. It's more like Spector, who I will never have a chance of a full character that I want to put in my list. A Ram Man who I want to put in my collection that I will never get because I don't live in New York, and now these people online are selling it for $200. So why do the cons, for example, get a certain exclusive that's even more special, that's not even a repaint, it's an actual complete new sculpt? What's the incentive for companies doing that?
That's not as much as an incentive as it is, I almost kind of hate to say this, but people planning exclusives that aren't also collecting them and don't understand the emotional connection of collectibles. I've actually made a couple videos on the channel like about how to make a good San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. There's shameless plug number 3. And yeah, I mean, I kind of lay down like rules, like, of making it special for the show, but at the same time not making it so it'll alienate those who can't be at the show. And finding that and I basically provide tips on like how to find that happy ground, and it's not easy to do. So yes, when you see something that's feels out of whack like that, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is at a show I can't even get to. I've been there too, absolutely, and I think that just comes from people designing the product that aren't necessarily customers of it.
It's a little surprising because pop vinyl seems to have their ear to the ground when it comes to fandom and fan base. For example, this is I shouldn't be using this on a green screen, but Triclops was one of these characters that one of my favorite He-Man characters. And I remember buying this online for about $40-50 and then accidentally going into a store and they're selling it in a Canadian store for just the $15. And it threw me off because sometimes an exclusive, which says it's a convention exclusive, appears in a regular store. And is that more of an international thing, or is that just possibly a different sticker? I never even thought about that. But what do you think's going behind that?
That's again from poorly planned exclusives that don't sell out. We used to, even in the States, you could walk into Toys R Us and sometimes see, like previous San Diego Comic-Con items from some of the smaller companies, like hanging there on the peg saying Comic-Con exclusive. And to me, I think that's basically a sign of like you failed, like, as a toy maker designer, like designing a convention exclusive is not an easy thing. And anytime if you see it for sale someplace else, it's because it didn't perform well.
Do you think COVID had a lot to do with that as well? Just the sheer attendance issues of going to cons, possibly? Like they've made commitments to these convention exclusives, then all of a sudden convention shuts down?
Oh, well, that's a one-time, exception to the rule. Like, yeah, I mean, if they designed something for 2020 and had no place to distribute it, I saw Walmart took a bunch of items that were for 2020 conventions that didn't happen. Or not Walmart, Walgreens here in the US, the pharmacy chain. So yeah, that's an exception. That's a 2020 thing. That's not like an ongoing trend.
With how much online ordering and pre-orders is becoming so normal now for, again, I'm speaking to the Star Wars line mainly. Could we see at some point like no toy aisle, or at least one brand not represented physically in a store anymore? Is it all going to move online or into, I've heard before where the way 3D printing is going crazy is that they'll be selling the files for people to print their own figures rather than having to make a physical trip anywhere. So do you think online's going to just continue to grow and grow as this as opposed to being in the store anymore?
It's actually a really good sort of mirror question to, I think, the very first question we were talking about the size of the adult collector market. So, and again, it's almost like we're coming to that question from the perspective of an adult collector, meaning, is Black Series still going to be sold? Is Marvel Legends still going to be sold? When really, take a step back and look at how many toys at mass retail are there for other demographics: toddlers, infants, girls, wheels, games, Nerf. I mean, there's so many other aisles. We're talking a few. So that makes the short answer no, because the reason the toy aisles exist at mass retail, at big box, is for parents who have to buy gifts for their children's friend's birthday. You follow that chain of custody, if you will? And because that event happens 20 times a year, that their child has a friend that has a birthday party. Their child's birthday party and Christmas is once. But because 20 times a year out of 52 weeks, so about half of the weeks, every other week more or less, a parent has to buy a gift, a toy. So, for their kid. So that's the toy aisle exists. So that if you go to a big box store, you can get your banking done, your pharmacy done, and you could pick up a toy. So it'll always exist for that.
Right. Well, that's good. I think that's good.
Speaks to me so well. I was just like, I got to pick up, grab that Lego. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Well, even look at Toys R Us and Babies R Us, where you go buy diapers and whatever else, and look, there's an opening in the wall to go to the toy side of the store. So